Emperor's New Clothes by Ганс Христиан Андерсен. Many years ago there lived an emperor. He was so fond of new clothes that he spent all his time and all his money in order to be well dressed. He didn't care about his soldiers, nor did he go to the theater or even ride out, except to show off his beautiful new clothes. He had a different suit for every hour of the day. People would ask, "Where is the emperor?" Instead of answering, "He is in council with his ministers," his officers would reply, "The emperor is changing his clothes in his dressing room." Time passed merrily in the big town, which was the emperor's capital city. Visitors arrived every day at court, and one day they came to men who called themselves weavers, but they were in fact clever robbers. They pretended that they knew how to weave clothes of the most beautiful colors and magnificent patterns. Moreover, they said, the clothes woven from these magic clothes could not be seen by anyone who was unfit for the office he held, or who was very stupid. The beautiful clothes could only be seen by those who were fit for the offices they held, or who were very clever. This indeed must be splendid clothes, thought the emperor. If I had a suit made of these magic clothes, I could find out at once what men in my kingdom are not good enough for the positions they hold, and I should be able to tell who are wise and who are foolish. This stuff must be woven for me immediately. And he ordered large sums of money to be given to both the weavers in order that they might begin their work at once. So the two men who pretended to be weavers set up two looms and went on, as though they were working very busily. Then in reality they did nothing at all. They asked for the most delicate silk and the purest gold thread. This they kept for themselves and put quietly into their knapsacks, and then went on with their pretended work at the empty looms until far into the night. After some little time had passed, the emperor said to himself, "I should like to know how the weavers are getting along with my clothes. I'm a little bit worried about going myself to look at the clothes, because they said that a fool or a man unfit for his office would be unable to see the material. I'm sure that I'm quite safe, but all the same I think it best to set someone else first." All the people throughout the city had already heard of the wonderful cloth and its magic, and all were anxious to learn how wise or how stupid their friends and neighbors might be. "I will send my faithful old minister to see how the weavers are getting on with my clothes," said the emperor at last, and after some thought. "He will be the best possible person to see how the cloth looks, for he is a man of sense, and no one can be more suitable for his office than he is." So the honest old minister went into the hall where the wicked men were working with their all might at the empty looms. "What can be in the meaning of this?" thought the old man, opening his eyes very wide. "I cannot see the least bit of thread on the looms, or the least bit of cloth woven." However, he didn't speak his thoughts out loud. The men who were pretending to weave asked him very politely to be so good as to come nearer, and then, pointing to the empty looms, asked him whether the design pleased him and whether the colors were not very beautiful. The poor old minister looked and looked, but he couldn't see anything on the looms, for the very good reason that there was nothing there. But of course he didn't know this, and thought only that he must be a foolish man or unfit for the office of minister. Dear me, he said to himself, I must never tell anyone that I couldn't see the clothes. Well, sir minister, said one of the weavers, still pretending to rock, you don't say whether or not the stuff pleases you. Oh, it's most beautiful, said the minister quickly, peering at the loom through his spectacles. This pattern and the colors, yes, I will tell the emperor without delay how very wonderful I think them.